Guys, tell me this, what does every single parallel twin style engine motorcycle need, nay, deserve to be its very best? You're right, an exhaust. And that is why in today's video, I am gonna be installing this Yoshimura exhaust on the oh so popular 2025 CFMoto Ibex 450. Also, shout out to Yoshimura for sending me this exhaust. Now, you guys have probably seen our exhaust videos before, but in case you haven't, here's how this video is gonna go down. I'm gonna unbox this thing, we're gonna see what it looks like. I'm then gonna roll the bike outside my garage and do a little rev test and see what the bike sounds like stock. Then I'm gonna bring the bike back inside, get this thing installed onto it, and then we're gonna do another rev test and we're gonna go do some flybys. So you guys stick around and we will see how good this sounds. If you guys are curious, we have put a Yoshimura exhaust on a CFMoto 450 SS and you guys crushed the views on that freaking video. So if that bike sounded that good, oh my God, I can only imagine this one is going to sound just as good, which means I'm very excited. If you guys want to know about the exhaust stuff, we'll put links in the description down there if you want to check it out. But it seems like a lot of you guys are grabbing the 450 Ibex. So let's get into this thing and see what this one looks like. I know you guys are gonna ask questions. No, I did not buy the Ibex 450. It is still a loaner and I got permission from CFMoto to put an exhaust on it, plus a load of goodies. That's in a later video though. What the hell? Does anybody know what this is? Ta-da, need a knife. Freaking! I don't know why I'm whispering. Oh, check that out. Made in the USA, freaking sick. Dude, that is a hefty boy. That looks like it is gonna make some stuff loud. Look how open that is. Jiminy Christmas, dude. That's so huge. This bike's about to get so damn loud. I'm not apologetic at all about it. Oh, they have a little QR code scan thing. Well, how cool is that? All right, let's see what the plug's all about. Is this literally just to plug the butt? Okay, the butt is plugged. I'm not sure what this is for. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, is this to stop gases from coming out? Alrighty, if you're curious what comes in the box, here it is. Guys, I don't want to be too ambitious too early, but this is really giving that we're about to have the easiest install video on this channel's history. Let's find out if that is true after we see what the bike sounds like right now, stock.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
All right, dudes, cold start. Honestly, it doesn't sound bad. We're gonna let it warm up. All right, friends, we're warmed up. Not gonna lie, that does not sound bad at all. But the only problem is I know what putting an exhaust on this engine sounds like. So let's get it rolled in and let's get this process started. Alrighty, so while this thing cools down, I'm gonna go do my little scan QR code and read the instructions on how to install this thing. Although I have a strong suspicion that I could probably figure it out myself. Instructions are good though. Okay, so as I expected, this is about to be the easiest thing I've ever installed on a motorcycle. And also Yoshimura has such a good like instructions PDF on the website. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hold on, let's see if the big camera can do it. Not only do you get an image of what the bike's gonna look like after the exhaust is installed, You get what's in the box, the exhaust, all of the instructions, super freaking simple. Even an idiot like me can figure it out. So I expected that to take a lot longer, so I'm just gonna wait around until the bike cools off so I don't burn my fingies. Alrighty guys, bike's cooled down enough and easy enough with this. The only thing we have to do to install this, since it's a slip-on, it's not a full system, we have to remove that clamp and this bolt, and literally the exhaust will just slip off, and hypothetically, we can just slide the new one on. So will it happen like that? Who knows? Let's find out. Straight piped. That does not look that big, but that is pretty hefty. I want to know what it feels difference. There's no math going on here. I'm just curious of the size difference, like generally the weight. This one is definitely freaking heavier, and there's no extra guards or anything on this, right? Yeah, so this is weight for weight. I don't know how much different, but you are definitely saving weight going with the Yoshi exhaust. Also, look at the visual difference. I mean, it's OEM, it's stock, they have to do all the EPA regulation bullshit, but look at the difference. It's honestly sized about the same. There's really not that big of a difference there, so that's pretty impressive. It can be the same size and still save you a ton of weight. All right, let's get it installed. Boom, my friends, that is what it looks like. There's something about having a aftermarket exhaust, specifically a Yoshi exhaust, that makes you look like you take your bike seriously. I don't know if that's like just in my head or whatever, but that's the first thing that when I look at the side profile of this bike with an exhaust on it, even if though it's just a slip-on, it gives that. Let me get these tools out of the way, and then we'll get the bike rolled out, and we'll see what she sounds like. And I know you guys are gonna ask this question because I get it on every single exhaust install I do. Because this is only a slip-on exhaust, one, that makes it more cheaper normally, but the install is easier, and you do not need to get your motorcycle tuned for this exhaust. Because it's a slip-on, it's only affecting the exhaust from here back. So yeah, no need to get an exhaust tune and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you get an exhaust, like a full exhaust, like headers and everything, in that situation, you would want to get your motorcycle tuned for that specific exhaust. So, but yeah, that's why a lot of people go with slip-ons, because they're cheaper, they're easier to install, and there's no tuning necessary. And I imagine that even with all of those things being true, we are going to hear a vastly different motorcycle. So, let's see how different. All right, my friends, again, this will be a cold start. Moment of truth. Please be as good as the 450 SS. And it is, oh, it is. What is Yoshi doing to where you can literally install a slip-on? It is literally this, the only thing changing. And it sounds that different. At idle, it only has a slightly deeper tone. But the second you start revving it, the entire game changes. All right, I know what you guys want. You want flybys. Let me get some gear on. We'll go do some flybys, and we'll see what the exhaust looks like with some pretty background.
Alrighty, my friends, that's it for the install on the Yoshimura exhaust on this 2025 CFMoto Ibex 450. I feel like, you guys can let me know if you agree in the comments, but Yoshi have perfected this small displacement parallel twin exhaust. Stationary, revving it up, it sounds crazy monstrous. You guys saw what it sounded like flying by, and you saw the riding footage, and it somehow makes it sound great without sounding obnoxious. I feel like that's a very thin line you have to walk as an exhaust manufacturer, and Yoshi just knows how to make an exhaust for the CFMoto 450cc engine. Anyways, guys, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to check that exhaust out for yourself, if you own an Ibex 450, I'll have a link for it in the description down below. Yoshi, thank you for sending out the exhaust on a motorcycle I don't own, and hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Subscribe if you want more motorcycle content. I'm Chaseontwowheels. I'll see you guys on the next one, where maybe we should install more stuff on the 450. Who knows? Subscribe and find out. Okay, one more rev, okay? I know you guys are asking for it in the comments. We'll leave it off on a rev. Bro, that is a 450. You lies you tell, lies you freaking tell. I love it.